All right, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka That Variety, and today, holy crap, there's a lot happening with 2K25 all of a sudden. Not only do we have release dates, but as you can see here, we got so much to go into, y'all. We got so much to go into. So as you can see here, we've got Roman Reigns on the cover with Paul Heyman right there, just warms the heart. So as we can see here on the PlayStation Store, we've got the Standard Edition, the Dead Man Edition, the Bloodline Edition. It kind of just goes over a very brief overview of like what's included in each one. I decided to splurge and get the Bloodline Edition because, like, to be honest, one, I was sold by the cover art, and two, I was like, you know what, like, this whole entire game just looks fantastic from what we're seeing so far. We haven't even seen much, but at the same time, I feel like we've seen a lot so far, and I'm very excited about it. So one big notable thing that stood out to me between, like, of course, the digital deluxe and, you know, the Bloodline editions. First of all, 7-day early access. So March 7th will be the big day, people. It'll be the big day. So we have all these like different packs that are coming. Of course, our season pass. Ringside pass kind of looks different to me too. But again, we're going to just see everything right as we kind of just like go through this all together as a little family. But I think all three covers look great. Again, please put this on a print. WWE, please put this on a print. I don't buy prints or anything like that, but I would buy this like as a poster or a print because it's just cool. Even like the Undertaker cover is kind of cool too, but like 100% this would be cool as a print. Alrighty, so we've got this screen over here, kind of the overview, which is more than okay. We have the release dates right here. Again, if you have the Dead Man or Bloodline editions, that will be March 7th. Standard edition is March 14th. So we will be here on March 7th with 2K25 content. So, like, of course, we're going to have all these different, like, things coming out here. So, this is literally, like, everything that comes in each edition, which is kind of cool. So, we've got the Standard Edition. So, the pre-order bonus is the Wyatt 6 stuff, which is kind of cool. Each edition comes with the previous game from, like, 2K24, right? So, I mean, that's kind of interesting, but nonetheless, you get the pre-order stuff, and then you get the Island Cosmetics, only if you have PlayStation 5 or, like, Xbox Series X/S. So we do have a PlayStation 5 in this household now, which is very exciting. So we'll be able to get all this stuff and show y'all what's going on with it. Again, this is basically what comes with the just everything with the Standard Edition, pretty straightforward. So as you can see here, here's the cover art once again for the Dead Man Edition. So this is the Deluxe Edition, basically, and what we've referred to as previous years, right? So you can see here, March 7th. So you get the following items. You get the base game, the Standard Edition of the game as well, the pre-order bonus. Then you get the Dead Man Edition bonus pack, so you get like all this different stuff over here. Then you get the Season Pass, which will have 5 post-launch DLC character packs, the Supercharger, which basically, I believe, unlocks everything, and then the Wyatt 6-pack, so basically that's the same thing as the Standard Edition, and then 15,000k virtual currency, my faction. So that's pretty much the Deluxe Edition, but let's jump over to the Bloodline Edition, shall we? So over here, we get this incredible cover art, you know, whether or not it actually shows up or not, right? This is just simply one of the coolest covers I have seen on a video game in some time, like wrestling or not. So you get all the above, right? But then you get the Bloodline Edition bonus pack with like all this Bloodline content, which is really cool. You get the Island Cosmetics, or at least you get additional Bloodline Cosmetics. You get the WrestleMania 41 pack, which means we get the arena and then a bunch of these My Faction cards. And this was what kind of got me, was the Rock Nation of Domination pack. This just caught my attention because it was just like, oh, this is kind of different and interesting. Okay. Because if you noticed up here, right, like in the whole Bloodline cover art, you don't see The Rock anywhere, but he's here somewhere in this, like, Bloodline edition. And then, of course, you get the ringside pass, so you get, like, the season pass, Superstar Mega Boost, so you get the My Rise boost, and then you get 100,000 virtual currency, which is a lot, or at least it feels like a lot to me. Then you get the Dead Man Edition bonus pack, and then you get the Wyatt 6-pack if you pre-order, and then 15,000 virtual currency. I didn't see some of the stuff like over here in the Dead Man Edition, right? Did I miss something? No, so you get like a couple extra things under the season pass. Okay, gotcha. So under the season pass or ringside pass, okay, so like this used to be under the Deluxe Edition, if I remember correctly, this My Rise boost, because that's the one that I've been getting over the last couple of years, was that Deluxe Edition, or what would now be the Dead Man Edition. This used to be over there, so just something to point out, I think, right? So, I mean, for me personally, I like a lot of what's coming with the Bloodline edition, so that's the one that I pre-ordered for, just because I already had, like, I pretty much put aside enough for the Dead Man edition, but I was like, I'll splurge a little bit and get the Bloodline edition. I mean, if anything, just, again, the cover art kind of sold me, but then, like, seeing all this stuff, I was like, this is not too bad, we'll go with it. Now, taking a look at the roster hub, I don't know if they're going to keep it this way, but I kind of like how you can just kind of click on everything and it gives you, like, a little, like, blurb of everybody, which is kind of nice. We got Jimmy, we got Jay, we got Sammy, which that kind of popped me when I saw that he was on the cover, I'm not gonna lie. Jacob fought too, so I'm wondering how up to date this base roster is going to be and what, like, the cutoff is going to look like, because again, like, he showed up over the summertime, so who knows, but we got Tama Tonga, we got Tonga Loa, and of course the wise man himself. So that's kind of cool, but I like this, like, grid. I don't know if they're going to keep that once they get the roster, like, fully revealed, but I kind of like it. I like the little blurbs. We're here for it. Now, here's where the real meat and potatoes are at for me, is over here in the feature section. So the big one is going to be the island, which this is kind of like giving me, like, Survivor and, like, Fortnite vibes, because they keep talking about all these different, like, costumes and stuff. I'm just like, oh god, this might be another microtransaction spot, right? Either way, for the first time in franchise history, step outside the ropes and out to the island for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S. In this immersive WWE-themed world, complete quests, take on challenges, compete in live events, and upgrade and customize your My Superstar. There are multiple storyline chapters. Fight to join the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, at the head of the table. Like, this is just the right amount of absurdity that I love in my wrestling games, and we're here for it. But, I mean, at least it connects back to the bloodline and everything. So we have, like, a literal island of relevancy in virtual form now, and I love that. The Bloodlines Dynasty. So, this is going to be the showcase mode this year. Again, I don't really care for the showcase mode. It's a one and done type of mode, unless if you go back to get the achievements and trophies and all that. But it seems like there's going to be, like, branches from what it looks like here, because it says relive historic showdowns or flip the script and change the outcome of select matchups. So that's kind of cool. Then there's, like, dream matches and all that good stuff. So kind of cool right here. Again, we can see that we got Yokozuna in there, Mr. Fiji in the background. So all very cool. Loving the old school arena in the background as well. Expanded gameplay. So this very much caught my attention. So we have intergender wrestling making its long-awaited debut in the 2K franchise. And so that can set up endless matches across multiple modes. Oh my god, could you imagine that in universe mode? Oh dear god. Dear god! Additional features include the return of chain wrestling. I know a lot of people were very happy about that. The underground match, that's the one I'm excited about. And then bloodline rules, that's fine. And barricade diving, which I was, like, really pleasantly surprised at that. I was like, okay, barricade diving, that makes sense. I'm here for it. My GM goes worldwide, so we can take the show on the road and challenge friends worldwide and enhance my GM for 2K25. So you can do online multiplayer, which is cool. Some people are really into that. That's not for me, but I know a lot of people are probably excited to just play with friends and stuff. Draft WWE Superstars and Legends to your weekly show's roster and lead your brand multiple week seasons with a bigger selection of general managers, cross-brand PLEs, and more. That was the one pain point I've had with this mode, is cross-brand PLEs. I'm hoping that means that we get, like, Royal Rumble or something, right? I think that would be great. But just having cross-branded PLEs would just be so awesome. I'm all for it. This was also another thing that stood out to me too. So your universe, your way. So the sandbox mode receives new upgrades to give players even greater control over their universe experience, including the long-awaited return of promos. I am so excited about this because, like, really we kind of scaled it back on universe mode because, like, I feel like we need the promos to kind of break things up a little bit, to be completely honest. And just keep things moving in just different ways, right? So I'm very, very thrilled about this returning. Will it be kind of copied and pasted? I don't know. Probably. I just, you know, given how repetitive that, you know, the promos were in the past, that would be, like, my only concern, right? But, like, otherwise, like, it's just a feature that's needed to break things up. Like, it really is. But we finally get some more new cutscenes. Hopefully we can find them this year. And branching choices. So as we can see here, we got the branching options right over here with Becky Lynch. A unified My Rise. Now this one I'm a little on the fence about. Like, it sounds cool in concept, but I don't know how it's going to work in execution. So this is a singular multi-gender My Rise storyline where Bayley, Kevin Owens, and other superstars infiltrate NXT in an attempt to take over the entire WWE universe. Featuring new brawl environments. I want to know what those are. Unlockable arenas, characters, and more, plus new ally storylines involving Jey Uso, Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, and other WWE superstars. I can get behind that. And then a roster for the ages. So this kind of like caught my attention here. Over 300 playable characters span multiple generations. So is this going to be like 12 Undertakers, or like how is this going to be all divvied up? Because I know we got a lot of people on the roster between like Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, right? But like how many people are going to be on this roster? Yeah, so we can see here last year's game had 295 playable superstars. It's worth noting that more than 50 of these are DLC characters, many of whom have not yet been released at the time of this writing, so we're basically at the 300 marker now in the game. I'm wondering if this over 300 playable characters section over here, is that going to be all on disc? Is that going to include DLC? Like, how is this all going to be divvied up? And then we got the arenas down here. Travel up the card while you travel the world. WWE 2K25 gives you access to many popular rings from your favorite WWE events. Cool. Awesome. Love it. And then, of course, here at the bottom is kind of a summation of everything for my fellow visual learners. So here's everything that you get across the board. You know, you obviously get everything here with the Bloodline Edition. And so you don't get the Bloodline Pack, the Rock Pack, the Ringside Pass, which includes the Season Pass, the My Rise Boost, and the extra 100,000 virtual currency down here, or the WrestleMania pack. Now, again, I want to stress that I'm like 90% sure that the My Rise boost was included like with the what would be like the deluxe edition last year, because I've gotten that the last couple of years. So to me, this kind of seems like we're kind of starting to push everybody towards like this version of the game, right? That's just what I'm kind of seeing. And that's mainly because, again, like, you get more stuff, like, you know, the more you go to, and that makes sense, right? Like, you pay more, you get more stuff. But it's like, if you get rid of this My Rise little booster here, then, like, that was, like, part of, like, the season pass last year, along with the Supercharger and the DLC packs. So, I don't know. I found that really off-putting a little bit. But, again, this is what you get per edition. Let me know what y'all thought about 2K25, the initial stuff that we've been given, which, like, is kind of cool, I think, right? Right. Like, we're getting a lot of stuff. We're getting a few new match types, which is very exciting. I'm all for it. We need more match types. Give me more match types and just give me more stuff to work with. I'm particularly looking forward to the island because of the absurdity of it, right? And I'm also looking forward to, of course, the My Rise series. We always have a good time with that. That's usually the first thing that we tackle right out of the gate. So, I mean, we might do that, and we might do stuff with the island, but let me know what you want me to cover first down in the comments down below as well. So, again, let me know what y'all think about 2K25 so far. Again, we'll be getting the Bloodline Edition on PlayStation 5, so we'll be uploading videos as early as March 7th around here. Like, that's just how we operate. Either way around, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Leave a like, leave a comment. Apologies if this is very disjointed. This is like being recorded the night before I leave to go to Indianapolis to go to Royal Rumble. So it's very disjointed. I want to throw something together for y'all just so we could have a little conversation as a community. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, leave a like, comment, do all the fun stuff here on the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.